Hello guys, this is again one more video from me. This is my thoughts on RVD coming to TNA. That would be a great shot for TNA considering they already have Jeff Hardy and he would be a great addition to the X division. Um, he's not someone to take anybody's shit. That includes Hogan or Dixie Carter. Um, which is something I think the company needs also. Somebody needs to slap them around and give them a wake up call if they fully intend on going to War with Raw on Mondays. Um, you know, despite all my criticism of Raw, a lot of the times, they still have the huge ratings draw. No matter how dumb the show is, and I'll admit, I still watch it. When TNA comes on Mondays, I will support TNA and watch TNA, and I will DVR Raw. But there are occasions right where Raw does have its brilliance. I think this is a great move to force WWE to stop being lazy. Um, and hopefully TNA to realize that they really have to step up the game. Originally I didn't think anything was wrong with TNA to begin with, that it didn't need to change. I like the six-sided ring simply because it's also the standard ring in Mexico and it's the standard ring in a few other Japanese promotions. And it gave it steel cage matches a unique look. Granted, they took the four-sided ring concept from Japan, which is also cool with the ramp leading to the ring. But the six-sided ring is what gave TNA its uniqueness. Now, unbeknownst to a lot of people, they still use the six-sided ring over in London whenever they go there. I just have an idea right where they should utilize the six-sided ring for their pay-per-views, like Lockdown. Bring back the Six Sides of Steel. Bring back the Steel Asylum. I wonder how the Ultimate X would probably be good with a four-sided ring, but I much prefer it with a six-sided ring because the ring was wider. And, it's just you have no idea where things were coming from. The saving grace for this is at least that TNA is starting to use the younger talent now and not using people like the Nasty Boys or Sean Morley who don't really have a place in TNA to begin with. Unless they were training. Um, they need to bring Jeff Hardy and Shannon Moore back in, or at least let them wrestle. I mean, Jeff Hardy has his contract, so I don't understand why he isn't wrestling yet. And so does Shannon Moore. But then again, there's been some real good with them bringing in Generation Me. They're bringing in more overseas talent, which rightfully they should. They're bringing in some top Ring of Honor talent. I mean, look at Desmond Wolfe, whose real name was Nigel McGuinness in Ring of Honor, but he's been awesome. Samoa Joe. So they're not doing everything wrong. Christopher Daniels. Another thing that kind of ticks me off is when people talk about Kurt Angle. When you badmouth Kurt Angle, how do you badmouth Kurt Angle? This is a man who's fought in almost every promotion he's went to and beaten everybody. Like Ric Flair, he's left for other promotions and he's beaten everybody, which is why Ric Flair is so great. No one can ever take that away from Ric Flair. But Kurt Angle won an Olympic gold medal. Despite the fact it was in 1996, he's still the only person that really gives wrestling its real credibility because no one could dispute that. That is a hard feat to do. So when I read on somebody's Twitter page that, what has Kurt Angle done? What did he get his medal in the Special Olympics? It pisses me off because it shows that you're just a mark. And it's just really sad. Kurt Angle's beaten everybody in WWE. He's went to New Japan, beaten almost everybody on that roster except when he lost to Tanahashi. He's wrestled in AAA in Mexico, which also has crazy hardcore wrestling, which he has done, and he's beaten their top talent. I mean, can Triple H say that? No. Can John Cena say that? Fuck no. They probably booed John Cena out of Japan because he won't be able to hang in a Japanese-style match. And it's a shame too, because when John Cena was the prototype and when they were with Ohio Valley Wrestling, he wrestled his ass off until he came in, started strong, and then WWE just said, you know what, you're doing too much. The Then again, this is coming from a company that doesn't allow the commentators to say the moves. Thank God for Matt Stryker, who does not listen. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, even with WWE, World Wrestling. It's supposed to be World Wrestling, but it's really not. All it is some variety show. You know, well, at least the Monday night program is. You know, I've always said it. I love SmackDown. You know, I'm a fan of wrestling of all over. I love SmackDown. I love NXT, to be quite honest, because they actually showcase talent, and they were really smart in picking up Bryan Danielson. I just hope that they don't screw him up like they did with Jack Swagger. Not getting off topic, but getting back to TNA. TNA needs to focus on what's brought them to there. Young, fresh talent, and great innovative moves. In many cases, TNA is the new spirit of the old school ECW. It was anti-establishment, anti-traditional, in every sense of the word. You know, it should not be cropped down. I just really hope Dixie Carter lets Jeff Jarrett take the reins back, and she stops messing everything up. Well, this will be my second video, and I kind of enjoy doing this. So please, I'm not a dictator. Let me know what you think. If it makes any sense, if you have any valid points, I appreciate any points. I also like talking mixed martial arts. You know, UFC, Strikeforce, WEC. If we have any MMA fans out there, please send me some questions I'll be openly happily discuss it. Thank you for your time, and you guys are awesome. Laters.